There once was a teacher whose name was Mary. She had a big heart and loved all her students like they were her own kids. There was one student named David who was unlike the others. He was really shy and didn't talk much. But there was something special about David that the other students didn't know. He was going through some hard times at home and felt alone in the world. But when he stepped into Mrs. Williams' classroom, things started to change. One day, Mrs. Williams gave her students an assignment. She wanted them to draw a picture of something or someone they were grateful for. Most of the students drew pictures of food, family, or friends, but David's drawing was different. He drew a hand that looked a lot like Mrs. Williams. It didn't make sense to the other students, so they asked David why he drew that. David was shy, so he didn't answer right away. He looked at Mrs. Williams, who smiled and said, "Well, why don't you tell your classmates who this hand belongs to?" David took a deep breath and said, "This hand belongs to my teacher. She is the kindest person I know, and I'm grateful to have her as my teacher." All the students were silent. They couldn't believe that David was thanking Mrs. Williams by drawing her hand. Mrs. Williams was shocked and very happy to hear what David had to say. She knew that David was a special kid, but she didn't know how much he appreciated her until that day. After class, Mrs. Williams went to see David. She wanted to ask him more about his drawing. "David, why did you choose to draw my hand?" she asked. David explained that whenever he felt sad or scared, he would go to Mrs. Williams, and she would always help him. "Your hand is always there to help me, so I drew it," he said. Mrs. Williams was moved by David's words. She hugged him and told him how much she appreciated his kind words. From that day on, Mrs. Williams worked even harder to make sure that David and all of her students felt loved and supported in her classroom. She knew that even the smallest gesture could make a big difference in a child's life. The story teaches us that even the smallest gesture of kindness can have a big impact on someone's life. It also shows us that we should be grateful for the people in our lives who make a difference, just like Mrs. Williams. Finally, it reminds us that everyone needs kindness and compassion, and we should always be ready to offer it to those who need it. Now I want to ask you, have you ever been helped by a teacher or another adult? What did they do to help you, and how did it make you feel? You can write your answer in the comments below. We'd love to hear your stories. As I mentioned earlier, Mrs. Williams continued to work hard to make sure that all of her students felt loved and supported. She knew that each of them had unique needs and challenges, and she was committed to creating a classroom where every child could thrive. She used various methods to connect with her students, such as through music, art, and storytelling. She also made sure to get to know her students outside of academics. She learned about their interests, hobbies, and dreams. She organized fun activities to celebrate their achievements and milestones. Mrs. Williams understood the importance of building relationships with her students. She knew that when students felt connected to their teacher, they were more likely to be engaged in their learning and to reach their full potential. She believed that every child deserved to feel seen, heard, and valued, and she made sure to create an environment where that was possible. As the years passed, many of Mrs. Williams' former students went on to accomplish great things. They became doctors, lawyers, artists, and teachers themselves. But they all shared one thing in common. They remembered Mrs. Williams as the teacher who had made a difference in their lives. She had shown them the importance of kindness, compassion, and the power of human connection. One day, Mrs. Williams was looking through some old yearbooks when she came across a familiar face. It was David. He had grown up to become a successful architect, and he was married with kids of his own. Mrs. Williams smiled as she looked at his family. She knew that she had played a small role in shaping David's life. She was grateful for the opportunity to have been his teacher. As Mrs. Williams continued to look through the yearbooks, she saw that many of her former students had gone on to lead fulfilling and successful lives. She felt a sense of pride and accomplishment knowing that she had helped them on their journey. She had been more than just a teacher to them. She had been a mentor, a guide, and a friend. As the sun began to set, Mrs. Williams closed the yearbooks and leaned back in her chair. She thought about the countless students she had taught over the years and the impact they had had on her life. She knew that teaching was more than just a job. It was a calling. She felt blessed to have answered that call. Mrs. Williams had always believed in the power of human connection. She knew that when people felt loved and supported, they were able to achieve amazing things. She carried this belief with her throughout her career, and it had made all the difference. As the years went on, Mrs. Williams continued to teach and inspire her students. She never forgot the importance of showing kindness and compassion to those around her. She knew that even the smallest gesture could have a lasting impact on someone's life. And so Mrs. Williams continued to teach with passion and enthusiasm. She knew that she was making a difference in the world, one student at a time, and that was all the reward she needed. I hope you enjoyed this heartwarming story about Mrs. Williams. It's a kind and compassionate teacher who made a lasting impact on her students. If you liked this story, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends and family. You can also subscribe to our channel to be notified when we release new stories. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this story, please give it a like and share it with your friends and family. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss out on any of our future stories. If you have a story you'd like to share with us, use the link in the description. Our team would love to hear from you. Once again, thank you for watching.